Good afternoon, everyone, and this is Shlesha here, and welcome to my channel Lotus Astro. And for all those who are new to the channel, do subscribe to my channel so that you come to know about all the new videos which I'm doing. Now, Ashlesha Nakshatra is our ninth nakshatra, and in the entire zodiac belt, it falls under the Cancer nakshatra. It falls under the Cancer zodiac, and the constellation in which it falls is the Hydra constellations. We can see it in the form of the six stars in its constellation. The symbol of this nakshatra is always resembling a coiled snake. So you have the energies of moon here because moon governs your Cancer. Apart from that, the planet which is governing it is Mercury. So we've got moon, we've got Mercury, and the deity for this nakshatra is the Nagas, which is the divine serpent. Now here we see a blend of all these three things. The first is the planet moon, then we've got Mercury, and then we've got the coiled snake energy. So what we understand with a prominent Ashlesha Nakshatra, now whenever a nakshatra is prominent, we can either see it when has something to do with the ascendant, with the Atmakaraka, the sun or the moon. So if you have any of these in Ashlesha Nakshatra, then is when you will know that Ashlesha Nakshatra is prominent for you on your chart. Moving forward, when you're talking about the positive qualities of this nakshatra, if you know in the ancient civilizations, Ashlesha Nakshatra, or else you can say the coils, the snake's energy is considered to be having highly intuitive powers. It also has a very high energy in terms of Kundalini awakening, psychic powers, the power to heal others. On the negative side, when we talk about Mercury, the coil snake energy, and even the serpent energy, it would be very poisonous. It would be poisonous, something which we would think about when we're talking about a snake, right? So poison is very deceptive. Then very hypnotic in terms of when you see an Ashlesha Nakshatra person, having some kind of business or as relationship with the other person, if he has an afflicted nakshatra, or else if you find this giving out negative qualities, then you will see deception in that person. You will always also see he would be a very hypnotic person, very cunning, crafty, manipulative. Most of the tricksters whom you see, who use their tricks to go ahead and manipulate people, they would have an afflicted Ashlesha Nakshatra, or else planets placed over here might not be doing that great, most of the planets. So here Mercury makes the individual cunning, intellectual, very mystic towards the occult, though they are very flexible and adaptable to every situation. And we've also seen a lot of people who are into healing, uh, or else people who are in that kind of intellectual trade or business. Some very awakened souls also are seen, because when we're talking about the Kundalini energy, it's the serpent's energy, the snake's energy, which is required in a person to activate the Kundalini energy. Now yes, now having qualities of hypnosis, as well as people who can charm others very easily, like a person who is very attractive and who could easily charm others. Again, a prominent Ashlesha would show this. Now the reason why we have spoken about Ashlesha and healing and also medicine, if you have seen the caduceus, the symbol, the medical symbol, it's got two serpents entangling around a staff. So again, it's a very important symbol and a very important nakshatra for healers as well as people who are into the medical profession. They also have something which is called the ESP, that's the extra sensory perception. So if it's like they enter a room and where there are others entering with them, they are the ones who could first make out or else sense whatever is the energy in that room, or else if something's going to happen, they would come to know much in advance that what exactly would happen. They are the ones who have that extra listening power also, and very very good in Kundalini awakening. So if you've got your sun, moon, your Atmakaraka, or else your ascendant Lord in Ashlesha, somewhere at some given point of time you will have a Kundalini awakening. Could be on a very subtle level also, but it definitely would be taking place provided you have that nakshatra playing a prominent role on your chart. Another thing, they are very easy at knowing if there is some kind of danger which is going to come across. So when there is some kind of danger, they sense it very quickly and they come to know about it. Just because the serpent is very you could say he's knowledgeable, and he has the idea, the intuition that something wrong would take place somewhere. Moving on with the 4 padas of Ashlesha Nakshatra. The first pada of it would fall in Sagittarius Navmansh, and here the Lord would be Jupiter. So very hard-working pada, where else you would get to see all the positive traits of hard work, and even the goals materializing, whatever the person wants to do. Now the only problem here is that the person would be dealing a lot with you could say the 6th house related issues, such as debts, such as diseases. Then also you could talk about court cases, all the issues related maternal uncles, aunts. All this is seen from the 6th house. Why? When we go ahead and we count Sagittarius from Cancer, it falls as a 6th sign. So as we all already know, as per the concept of the 6th, 8th and 12th house, when you're going to count from Cancer till Sagittarius, you would get a 6th aspect over here. That's the reason why a little bit of problems are seen. But yes, if you have a strong 6th house placed on your chart, this is just talking about a planet placed in the Ashlesha Nakshatra. This is what it looks like. But then when you're talking about your individual 6th house, you need to have your own individual 6th house checked if you're facing all these issues, rather than jumping to a conclusion, because it's just not one nakshatra on your chart. You've got a couple of other nakshatras as well on your chart. Moving on to pada 2, it falls under the Capricorn Navmansh. Now Capricorn Navmansh, I'm sure all of you all would know, is governed by Saturn. And when you're talking about Saturn, Saturn deals with discipline. Saturn deals with, it will give you achievement of your goals, but then dedication, discipline and delay are the 3 words which are required over here. So a lot of hard work would be here. And then when you're talking about this pada, it's dealing with people, very ambitious people, and dealing with a lot of people around them. It's not that they can go ahead and do anything alone. They need to have people around them. Now again, there'll be a lot of tricks coming in play in this pada when you have your moon or as other of the planets or the kind of positioning which I've spoken about. Then there'll be a lot of deceit. You'll see these natives being strong in deceiving others, and apart from that, they can't let go of anything that they possess. It's very difficult for an Ashlesha Nakshatra native to let go of what they possess. So what's theirs, it's theirs. Third pada falls in Aquarius Navmansh, governed by Saturn. Here you could see the occult and the secretive side of Ashlesha is seen. So when you're talking about people who, the extremists, so who would be planning a plot, or else any kind of a scheme like people who make those long-term schemes, or else it could be a plot. Now whether it's constructive or destructive all depends upon how exactly which planet is placed over here, and how this individual is relating himself to that planet. Now it's a little troublesome for the mother. Again, when you're going ahead and when you will count the houses, you would come to know why exactly the mother. So a little bit of problem is, see, highly intuitive and very inventive. So it's a good pada overall, but there is some kind of secrecy which is seen over here. Now talking about the fourth pada, it falls in the Pisces Navamsh, and Jupiter is the ruler over here. Now all kinds of illusions, moral struggle, plus too much of, why too much of moral struggle, too much of illusion? Because see, first of all, Cancer is a water sign, and now we've got Pisces, the energy of Pisces also, which again is a very watery sign. Now we also should know that Mars goes debilitated over here, and this specific pada is bad for the father. So if a native is born with a Shlesha, there are other aspects also to be seen, but mostly what is seen, natives born in this specific pada of Ashlesha Nakshatra, a little problematic for the father. So there could be a relationship issue with your father, considering your ninth lord, considering each and every other aspect on the chart. So this is what I had to say about Ashlesha. Though if you talk about the positive side of Ashlesha, it's got Mercury, it's got the energy of moon, which is a nurturing energy, it's got Mercury, which is intellectual, which is your mind, and apart from that, it's got the serpent energy. When you're talking about the serpent energy, some amazing doctors, physicians, occultists, people who are working with the healing energies. Though your sixth house needs to be powerful on your chart, we're not only looking at Ashlesha, or we're just not looking at Ashwini Nakshatra, which again is for the healing, which you talk. If you remember, I've told you in Ashwini Nakshatra, it's a pada 4, which indicates, how good you would be at healing, how prominent your healing would be, how great your healing would be. It's not the entire nakshatra which would go ahead and resonate, to healing. There will be certain nakshatras which will be good, certain padas in the nakshatra which will be good for a specific kind of thing to do, and the other nakshatras and the other padas would indicate something else. Now, as we saw in this specific pada, the third pada was a little problematic for the mother, and the fourth pada is a little problematic for the father. But yes, overall it's a beautiful and an intuitive pada. So, and overall the nakshatra is a beautiful nakshatra. So do like my video and subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed. God bless you.